Hi, good morning. It's Wednesday morning here, the 27th of May, and I'm in Nottingham. It's a beautiful morning outside. We've been enjoying some great weather over these last few days. I've been busy in the garden. But as I've been busy in the garden, I've been reflecting on something that happened to me really in 1969. Let me tell you the story. When I was 15 years of age, I went to my father's wedding. That is his second wedding, because my mother died in 1959 when I was 5 years of age. She had some form of cancer, and she was pregnant at the time. And so the medical authorities offered her whatever chemo was around in those days. But they said to her that if you go ahead with the treatment, it will kill the baby in the womb. So my mother, being a God-fearing woman, chose to protect the life of my brother and go without the medication. And 11 months after he was born, my mother died. That was 1959. Roll the clock on a few years, and when I am 15 years of age, my father remarries, and of course I go to his wedding. And I don't know what it's like these days, but in those days, in Irish weddings, after the main reception, there was what we call in those days show bands, like a music group. And during that session, many people, or a number of people, would get up and read a poem or tell a story or say something funny. And I remember as a 15-year-old boy, my Uncle Owen, who was a giant of a man, he got up and he read this poem. And it just, looking back, it just stuck with me. And I just saw something. I don't know what it was, but something ignited in me. And I have found this poem an incredible help. And I believe God sovereignly began to work in my heart, even though I didn't know it was him, and began to create in me desires to find him. And I believe that this poem I'm going to read to you today, and I trust it'll do something for you as well. It just brought a spark of life. Didn't understand at the time, didn't know what was happening, but looking back now, 52 years later, in my own conversion to Christ, I began to see the handiwork of God. And a lady called Myra Brooks Welch wrote this poem, and my Uncle Owen recited it on that day. And I'm going to recite it now. It's called The Touch of the Master's Hand. 'Twas battered and bruised, and the auctioneer hardly thought it worth his while to waste his time on the old violin, but he held it up with a smile. What am I bid, good people, he cried, and who'll start the bidding for me? $1, $1, do I hear two? $2, do I hear three? Going and almost gone, said he. But no, from the room far back, a grey-bearded man came forward and picked up the bow. And brushing the dust from the old violin and tightening its strings, he played a melody pure and sweet as an angel sings. The music ceased, and the auctioneer, in a voice that was quiet and low, said, "Now what am I bid for this old violin?" as he held it up by its bow. 1,000, 2,000, who'll make it three? 3,000, gone, said he. The audience cheered, but some of them cried. We don't quite just understand what change is worth. And swiftly came the reply, the touch of the Master's hand. And many a man with life out of tune, all battered and bruised with hardship, is auctioned cheap to a thoughtless crowd, much like the old violin. A mess of pottage, a glass of wine, a game, and he travels on. He's going once, he's going twice, He's going and almost gone. But the master comes, and the foolish crowd can never quite understand the worth of a soul and the change that is wrought by the touch of the master's hand. And when I gave my life to Christ, I gave my life to Christ to be saved. But I had no idea that he could take this sinful heart that was all mixed up and full of pain and damaged severely by sin, that when I gave my life to him, the master took me into his hands. And in my life these last 52 years, by his grace and mercy, he has played a tune in my heart that has transformed me and is still transforming me. And no matter how long I run my race, I know, as the psalmist said, he restores my soul. He's continually restoring me into the image of God, for which I'm grateful. And I want to say to you today in this short message that the best thing you can do is to commit your life into the hands of the master. And instead of trying to play your own tune, allow the master, Jesus Christ, the creator of the universe, put your life in his hands and ask him to change the tune of your life, whether that's the stress, anxiety, hardness, shame, continually failing. Give your life into his hands and he will do amazing wonders. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. If you found this message helpful, then please go and share it with somebody else. And also, if you've liked this message, found it helpful, why not leave a comment in the comments section? And also, why not subscribe? I'll be doing a new series in the next week or two, and I would love you to hear that series. And the series really is under the title, What is the one thing? What is the one thing that God is asking us to do in this season of our lives? God bless you, and keep on going, keep on keeping strong, and speak to you soon.